My name is Chan Kai and my metric number is 27765. Today, I would like to present my group project about Snake and Ladder game. And for my parts, I'm going to present about GUI. So now let us start.
Okay, so now I would like to present about GUI. So for the Snake and Ladders menu, there's contain 4 parts. First one is play, second is room, third is high score, and lastly is exit. So now let's click the rules button to see the rules. And then here we will display rules of game. First one, a dice contain number 1 to 6, and the roll button to throw the dice. Second, there is a chance that pop up a Java question for a remote. If your answer is correct, you gain 1 point. If your answer incorrect, no point is given. Third, there are total 50 boxes in this game. You win the game when you reach the 50 box. And then click the back button. When you click the back button, you will return to the menu, and then now click the play button. So once you click the play button, he will display please enter your name. Now click the start button. So once you click the start button, he will display welcome the username. Press the button roll to roll your dice, and then click the roll button. So he will display you have rolled once. You are now in box 1, which means when the dice show 1, you have to move 1 step forwards, and then click the roll button again. So he will show you are required to answer this question 3. And then there are certain steps that contain several Java questions for the user to answer as an obstacle. So here is the question, and there are 2 options, true or false. So now click your answer and click the submit button. So once your answer is correct, he will display your answer is correct. 1 point added. Current total score is 1. And then click the OK button. Now continue and click the roll button. Now answer the question again. And click the submit button. So once my answer is wrong, he will display your answer is wrong. No point added. Current total score is 1. And click the OK button again. And now click the roll button again. Now answer the question again. And click the submit button. And my answer is correct and 1 point is added. Now click the roll button again and answer the question again. And click the submit button. And 1 point is added. And click the OK button. Now click the roll button again and answer the question again. And click the true and click the submit button. And 1 point is added again. Now click the roll button again and answer the question. And click the submit button. And my answer is wrong, no point added. And click the OK button. Now click the roll again. So he will show you have reached the 50 box and the total score earned for this section is 4 marks. Congratulations, you won. And the total dice roll is 15 times. And then click the back button. And click the back button again. When you click the back button, you will return to the menu again. Now click the high score button and he will show round and the score. So the high score is 4. And click the OK button. And then the user can click exit button to quit the game and terminate the program. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Good morning, madam. My name is Chen Jiaying and my metric number is 278647. Now I would like to present about the play class. The play class is under the package games and there's a different created in this play class. In this class, a variable round is declared and initialized as public static int round equals to 0. Public modifier is used so that this variable round can be accessed by all other classes. And this is a static variable so that its value can be stored at a common memory location. There's a method in this class called private void back button action perform method to perform action when the player click on the back button. When the player click on the back button, the object P is created from the name class, and this object P invokes the setVisibleTrue method to display the JFrame of the name class on the screen, which is this one. And the setVisibleFalse method is invoked to make the JFrame of display class disappear from the screen, which is this one. And the increment of the variable round means that when the player clicks on the back button, the value of the round increased by 1, means that the player have completed 1 round of the game. Another variable called step is declared and initialized as int step equals to 0. This means that the step number of the player in this game. There are total 50 steps in this game. And the variable row is declared and initialized as int row equals to 0, which indicates how many times the player have rolled the dice. Then there is another action perform method in this class, which is private void row button action perform method. When the player clicks on the row button, an object queue is created from the question class. And if the step number of the player is not equal to 50, means that the player haven't win the game and the player can roll the dice again. A variable called dice is declared as int, which indicates the dice number, and a random class is used to generate a number randomly from 1 to 6. An import statement is used to import the random class. Then casting is used to convert the random number generated into data type int. And step plus equals to dice means that the current step number of the player is equals to the previous step number plus with the dice number. And switch case is used for different step number, which means that if the step land on any of these, a Java question will pop up. And for example, at case 2 means that the player have land on the step number 2. And the queue object is used to invoke the setVisibleTrue method so that the JFrame of the question class can display on the screen, which is this one. And then the object queues is used to invoke the setText method to assign the string question1 into the number text field, which is at here. And then object queue is used to invoke the Java question to be displayed in the question text area, which is at here. And append method is invoked to display the dice number and the current step number in the play text area, which is at here. And the variable row increased by 1 means that the player have rolled the dice 1 time. And use break to exit the switch case so that it won't continue to print out the rest of the Java questions. These are same for the other step number, except for the question number and the Java questions. Since there are total 50 steps in this game, so at the case 50, which means that the player win the game, the append method is invoked to display the dice number and the total score earned by the player in this game to be displayed on the play text area. And the object queue is used to access the variable total score. The post increment of the variable row means that the player have rolled the dice 1 time. And the append method is invoked again to display the total number of times the player rolled the dice to be displayed on the playtext area. And use break to exit the switch case. If the step number is other than the numbers above, then it is either the player rolled too high and need to roll the dice again, or the player land on the step number that does not have any Java question. So that's all for the play class. Now I would like to present about the rule class. The rule class is also under the package game. There is a action perform method called private void band action perform method, which perform action when the player click on the back button. When the player click on the back button, object G is created from the menu class, and this object G invokes the setVisibleTrue method so that the JFrame of the menu class appear on the screen when the player click on the back button, which is this one. And the setVisibleFalse method is invoked so that the JFrame of this rule class disappear from the screen when the player click on the back button. So that is all for the rule class. Thank you.
Greetings to the lecturers. My name is Thomas and matrix numbers 277040. Since my partners already demonstrate the GUI parts, so I'm just going to briefly explain our codes. So first, I'm going to explain the question part. Alright, so allow me to run this code. Yeah, so if user managed to landed any of these, a question will pop up. So for our case, we managed to land on second, so question 1 will pop up. So for question 1, the answer is true, and we press true. This message will pop up and says that we gain 1 point from it because we answered it correctly. Alright, so we continue rolling the dice. So for this right here, we landed on 7, which is question 4 will pop up. So for question 4, the answer is true. What if this time we manage to answer wrongly? And let's see what happened if we answered false. So obviously our answer is wrong and no point is gained from it. Alright, so I'm going to turn off this first. And let me explain the question parts. So whenever we landed any of this GUI right here will pop up, and this two text field right here is also controlled by this code right here. So let's say just now we landed on second, and this question 1 will printed on here, and these questions will printed below here. So whenever user press submit, it will check for this one and these two right here. Alright, if just now question 1, and if user managed to answer true, which satisfy these conditions, 1 point is gained. And just now question 4 pop up and we answer false, which means our answer is wrong, and it will bring to this else right here and print you are wrong, no points added. Alright, so lastly, I'm going to briefly explain the high score part. Currently, we don't have any score right now because we haven't started play any games yet. And yes, we also just assume user only play 5 times, and let's be honest, this game is boring and I don't think anyone will play more than 5, so we decided to put 5 as our maximum. So for this part right here, I already have screenshot of me playing 5 times of these games. So whenever we play 5 times, this part right here will show. And for the first round, I get 1 point. Second round, I get 5. Fourth round, I get 3 points, and so on. So this line right here is displaying the highest among all these 5 score right here. So how to get this 5? It's actually very simple, and this code right here, which is controlling which is the highest. So for this case, 5 is our highest and it will display 5. Alright, okay, that's all, and thank you.